This is so-called the Unified Namespace, a hot term here in Hannover Messe 2026. On my right hand, you can see how we connect the data. Compared to before, you establish peer-to-peer connectivity, but now everything publish, subscribe to one message broker. Sounds like a simple concept, but it really do change a lot of things.
Okay, so how do you make this happen from point to point to like one data source for many consumers?
Actually, this is a very mature and straightforward technology. We call it message broker. So as you can imagine, intuitively, MQTT are one of the establishment technology for this kind of communication method. And also you can imagine Kafka or any other MQ are suitable for implement pub/sub architecture.
So in the industry side, we have different protocols. How do you make it happen for like the data connections?
So when we're talking about protocol, actually that's another layer comparing to just the connectivity, which is on my left-hand side. We're talking about semantic or data standard, data schema. So under the general unified namespace concept, we do encourage a relatively more general way or simpler, more straightforward way of modeling data. For example, we keep talking about ISA 95 standard. So here, as you can see, this is an illustration of ISA 95. You sort of model your whole data, all of your asset by its sort of physical setup. So at the first level, see enterprise, and then followed by your factory location, and then production line. Under the line, you have devices. Under the device, you have all your data tags. So straightforward. This is, simplicity, always the core of the concept of unified namespace.
Okay, this sounds to be very like technical for the IT guys for integration architectures. How about those other engineers inside the factory who does not have any technical background? Did you do anything to empower those people?
Yeah, inside our software, we provide several, I would say, toolkits for OT engineers for them to care, like focusing on their process, build up their own applications, analytics, interfaces, and even machine learning models. So that's something we keep trying to do better, focusing on the tool, try to abstract away all the technical detail. And I think another direction of the whole unified namespace community is to lower the complexity and try to accommodate more different standard, different schema, different voices. For example, we see the latest i3X initiative. We see the OPC UA, OPC Foundation are coming close to MQTT and Unified Namespace. So I think the whole, not only our own software, I think the whole community is going to be much more simpler for all the end users, including operator and also the process engineers in the field.
So, how do you feel about the plan or any expectation for the whole industrial world next year if we meet up in Hannover Messe again?
To be very honest, I think including Hannover Messe and all the offline trade show in industrial space are sort of declining year by year. But still, Hannover Messe is the one only. Everybody, the whole community gets up here. This year we meet a lot of our peers. Litmus is our neighbor. We see UMH, we see Flowfuse, we see CoolFlask, Tulip, a lot of people. So it's always great to talk with those startups, those innovators at Hannover Messe. So I think next year, what we'll see is unified namespace is not going to be sort of a buzzword. We'll see more real life applications. We'll see more end users at the trade show to showcase their benefit, their implementation of their own unified namespace. This is something me personally also very looking forward to.
Okay, sounds very interesting. So, what you said that the features you have done to empower those people without any technical background inside the factory, can you give us a very quick tool with the UI interface or
Yes,
anything?
let's go. Let's do it.
我们是所谓的高端资讯方，要
Yes. This is where you build your day-to-day operation software. In the past, you will need a software engineer, team of software engineer consultant working with you for months to build up maybe a not so satisfying software with millions of investment. But now, with large language model, you can easily get this level of, you know, complexity or fidelity of a, you know, bi-directional, interactional software. By using large language models capability, that means you can input your requirement or what's on your mind, and then the code agent gonna help you to build up the whole application. Of course, it's gonna show you the requirement documents in its mind to make you double confirm. And then within 20 magical minutes, you're gonna get a final result, a full fidelity manufacturing execution level software running on your tablet, running on your browser, running on your PDA or mobile. This is the functionality that we help.
Wait, I have one question.
Yes.
I know you can generate industrial software through natural language. How about, because everyone's using AI, large language model, they know how to generate industrial applications or softwares. What is the difference? Are they exactly the same thing?
I think, uh, in a nutshell, the difference is that our generated application is already deployed onto your unified namespace. That's the main difference, because the one of the basic requirements of all manufacturing operation software is to interconnect with all the field devices with other systems. So that integration is must have. So with our app builder agent, you can get a integrated application by natural language.
Okay, meaning the applications generated are connected already, sitting on the unified data foundation without need for integration again in future.
Yes.
Wow, that's a very big benefit. So what's the second step?
Second step is what we provide to our process engineers, SPC, or quality engineers to do data analytics in a real, like, modern way under a 2026 tech stack. So in this interface, you can see there's a Python notebook. So we incorporate this Python notebook into our product. Actually, it's an open source project, very cool. It's called Marimo Notebook, which is seen as the next generation Python notebook. With seamless integration with large language model, you can use your, again, natural language to generate whole set of Python code. And with one click, you can transfer this Python code into interactive web interface or even a machine learning model or a training script. Basically, you can use the notebook to perform ETL, to perform data cleaning, to perform labeling, training, modeling, even a web app. So this is, I think, the one and only modern way now under this agentic software age to do data analytics, and now we provide this tool to our operators.
So I believe there are definitely many other tools for data analytics, right? So what are the strongest motivation for those professional people to adopt your tool instead of what we can find in the market right now?
I think, again, two strongholds. First one is the native integration with the unified namespace. So each of the notebook, once you open it, you will see on the left-hand side, on the navigation bar, you'll see your unified namespace, all your tags already there. With one click, you can import that into your notebook. And the other thing is Marimo Notebook and the technology we are integrating all together behind the notebook are super ultra modern. For example, we're using DuckDB. Also, the notebook is using DuckDB to do the data processing. That means you can utilize the power of your laptop, the client side, to perform large-scale so-called big data analytics super fast. In the past, you will need a very giant server rack to perform that level of compute to serve multiple people. But now, this is the latest approach.
Okay. What else? Anything else you see?
I think this is something quite interesting. Imagine you have your unified namespace in place, plug in to a large language model agent. You can expect, if the agent is smart enough, you can expect the agent can make decisions, can understand things on behalf of you, of an operator. So so far we call it unified namespace agent. where you can drop a long-term, run in the background, like long-term mission or task or object to the agent, and the agent gonna see from the unified namespace and take action from the unified namespace. That means you can really take over the operation job of your plant or factory. So quite cool, quite sounds quite crazy, but this is something feasible in 2026.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. Say
Thank
goodbye
you.
to the audience.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.